is time for another week of the Fireside Tales with Indigo. I am the Indigo in question. I'm excited to get started today. Today is going to be the first day delving into the next phase of the adventuring careers of this little company. Perhaps we can come up with a name through the course of the evening. We'll see. Regardless, we are going to dive right back in at the last episode. The last couple episodes, we met our new party member, Mara Burdai. She turned out to be a high elf wizard who is very interesting in character, to say the least. So that has been fun, getting the new character on board with the team and getting ready to delve into this mine. There were a few new tidbits that were dropped heading, about this mine, this next phase that we're going into here. So we are going to open up with you guys kind of sitting down in the basement. Tobias gave you guys permission to kind of use this area as your own private planning space, place to kind of chill out, outside of the regular tavern life, and be able to do your thing while you're kind of going through these missions and jobs that you've taken on. So that's where we're going to open up. What would you guys like to do first here? You guys just want to jump up and go right into this portal?
Yeah, I know. Does anybody want to get supplies or anything?
I was just about to bring that up. We're going into a mine, right? I figure rope will probably be a good investment.
And you guys will be able to pretty much take, the standard array of items as far as what you get from a starting pack and all that kind of stuff. If there are some small items that you want to add to your inventory, please make sure you mark that on your inventory so, if you're bringing it up later, it's something that you already have with you.
Yeah.
How much extra would it be for about another 100 feet of rope?
You'd be able to requisition that, as long as you're not, exceeding your weight limit, that sort of a thing.
No, I don't really carry anything on me, so.
I have rope.
I'm bringing extra.
I have some rope too, about 50 feet of.
The same.
Standard adventuring pack. Could never go out without it. It's very useful for all sorts of purposes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, with that,
I had one final question.
what's that?
A grappling hook,
You want to add one of those to your inventory?
please.
Yeah, please do. Just make sure to mark it down on your character sheet there. So, I can tell you guys are done with this in between the games role-playing business. You guys are ready to slaughter things. All right, let's get you there, guys. So, you will find yourselves down here. And as you step out of the portal, you find yourself in a wooded area, deep into a forest that seems unrecognizable at first, but after a little bit of time, for Gok, and especially for Retul, you start to recognize the trees and the foliage and the types of these things that are around you. 1 second, my pizza just got here, guys. Sorry for the build-up.
Okay, I was out for a bit. I'm assuming we went through the portal and now we're in a densely forested area.
Yep.
Did I miss anything else, or is that it?
By the sounds of it, it looks like it's a place that both you and I recognize.
Oh, okay, that's important information, because, I mean, I don't know what it could be.
Well, I can give you 3 guesses as to why we recognize it.
Yeah, it was the place where everybody died, except for us. And I guess those other orcs, but you know.
Potentially, or maybe it's a place that we stopped by while we were in the army.
Maybe. That'd be kind of interesting.
Either way, it's going to get interesting. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go grab myself a soda. And I'm back.
I think the pizza got him. I think
Surprise!
he's been murdered by pizza. We have to avenge him.
Surprise! It was a mimic pizza all along.
Or the pizza box was the mimic and its lure was the pizza.
What if the entire world was just a mimic?
That's a little bit too big.
What about if the house that you're living in right now is a mimic? And that suburbs are just groupings of them. What?
A warehouse?
No, just a house. And
No,
that
no, no,
the
no, no. A
suburbs are...
WERE house, a warehouse.
A warehouse?
That sucks on full moons.
Yeah, you turn it into a house once a month. Or maybe your house becomes a human.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's that time of the month again. Guess I'm gonna turn into a house this time, dear.
We'll be going here in just a second. The delivery guy forgot my drinks in his car, so... And I already gave him his tip, too. Damn it.
Oh.
Hold on a second. Well, there's that. Good times, good times. Alright, so you guys find yourself in this forest. And as I was saying, Gok and Reptile, you definitely find yourself in a forest that feels like perhaps you've been here before. Red Tool definitely being, a hunter, being a raider with your clan, you would recognize, this place being a place where you have been before, and you have, been out raiding and traveling through these forests.
I recognize these lines. I used to come here.
Yeah, they kind of seem familiar to me too, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
I mean, that'll make it easy to find our way, I imagine.
I mean, hopefully. Kind of feels like it's been a while. I don't know why.
And you would know that as part of your time during this monstrous horde, this monstrous army, more so for you, Red Tool, being out in the wilds most of the time. This was a place where, you were out hunting. Gok, you did spend a lot of your time being a minion inside the main fortress itself. So you are going to have a little bit of understanding of some of the layout of what's inside when you get there.
Yeah, you know what? This does seem kind of familiar. I was surfing up there in the big old, stronghold with my 20 other brothers. This will be perfect. I don't know if they're still there, though. They're probably all dead, considering it happened last time. But hey! It'd be great if... Oh, man, it'd be great if Gurk was alive. Oh, man, he was...
You were a servant, Goblin?
No. Think of it as being an assistant. And what did you do, by the way? Kinda... frontline infantry? Is that what you were?
Raider.
Ah. Well, yeah, probably wouldn't have seen each other at all. I was kind of doing some of the big meetings and everything, eh? Yeah, sit in.
So, on that note, Durgeddon was a master smith who forged blades of surpassing quality and power. Centuries ago, his home was sacked by orcs. Durgeddon led the remnants of his clan to the mountains and established a small, secret stronghold somewhere in the trackless wilderness. This very wilderness indeed. From his hidden redoubt, he waged a decades-long vendetta against all orckind, until his enemies discovered his fortress and attacked it after a long siege. Durgeddon and his followers perished, and much wealth was carried away by the conquering hordes. But it's said that the deepest and best hidden vaults and armories escaped the looting, and that some of Durgeddon's extraordinary blades still wait in the darkness for a hand bold enough to claim them. Your party has come to the foothills that lead up to this ancient and historic holdfast. Your map shows that the old dwarf hold lies about 3 days' march to the north. Dark, deeply forested hills rise to the mountain entrance to the ancient mine. For the sake of brevity, I'm going to say that that's actually just a day's march to get there.
We're doing our can we if we're walking, can we search around and see if there's any other roads or other avenues? Will that take too much time?
Yeah, there is. It does seem to be mostly trackless kind of wilderness. And as you travel north, you pass through brooding pine forests and deep vales. And from where you stand now, you catch sight of a tall, steep hill that rises to a prominent bare knob of rock, the Stone Tooth. A thin spire of smoke rises from some unseen point high on the hill slopes, and you can make out a steep, narrow road or track that runs back and forth across the face of the mountainside. So you have some options here. You could follow this road up to this mountain citadel. You could try and skirt around and somehow try and find another entrance. You could possibly try and discover where the source of smoke is coming from. And if you remember the Mad Druid's ranting, somewhere around this mountain lies a lake. A lake where a creature seemed to come from the water. Perhaps that might be another hidden entrance into this place. Perhaps not.
This road, does it look traveled at all?
It does. Everybody who would like to, go ahead and roll perception checks.
Could my wanderer feature begin to kick in here?
Yes.
I'm just going ahead and post that.
I don't see dick. It looks like dirt.
I rolled a 16, not a nat 20. Although I
Okay.
wish I did, though.
16.
That is definitely going to come in hopefully. Okay. So you would definitely remember the lake would lie on the east side of the mountain. You know that you can get there within a day's travel pretty easily. You would also remember that this switchback road does lead up to at the front door of sorts to this dwarven citadel. And then go ahead and roll. Let's say a history check. Oof. Okay. So in your travels around this fortress, as you know, basically your tribe worked as sentries, raiders, spies. You remember the legend of how this place fell and how the orcs were finally able to tunnel in from another part of the mountain away from the main door. And you've heard that perhaps this ancient tunnel that the orcs dug into the mountain might still be there.
So it's the front door or the lake the druid talked about?
Or this
There
orc
is a
tunnel.
third path. It's been some years since I've heard this legend, but being here has jogged my memory somewhat. The way to the mountain deep was carved through hand and bone, through mountain steep, or somewhere across its mountain there is another path within the stronghold, beside the front door.
Then I say we let you lead the way. Choose our destination.
Yeah, I'm alright that you know these lands.
Gok, go ahead and roll a history check yourself.
Oh, okay. 14?
Okay. You remember, as part of your job as being a minion, that there was a kitchen area of sorts, a makeshift kitchen that was created to feed the army, and in this area above the fire, there's actually an opening in the ceiling and a crevice, kind of marred by jutting rocks, but it opened all the way up to the outside. And there was a strong enough breeze that came through the place that it served as a natural chimney of sorts from the fortress deep inside the rock. And you know that it is possible to enter through that way as well.
You know, guys, I kind of remember something. There's this kitchen kind of in the fortress, but it has this big opening to let all the fire and smoke out, kind of like a chimney. I think that would probably be pretty good if we wanted to sneak in, get the owner surprised.
And fall into a boiling pot of stew.
There is that.
Well said, my friend.
Yeah, sure.
The front door, if the orcs are there, will be guarded heavily. The chimney is possible, but will fall right into a fire. We can try the lake, if that is where the black ones came from, or we can find the path that the orcs made before, and that would probably be the least guarded.
Well,
Were you?
if your memory is as good as you say, and the story is true, it seems to be our best path.
If that, I'll try to find the legendary entrance. I've never found it myself, but I could probably find our way through this forest quick enough to places where it might be.
Okay. What does the rest of the party think about this idea?
I was already down to let Ratul take the helm on this one, considering he knows the layout in the area.
I feel the same way.
I mean, I feel similar because I kind of would. I feel like I know the interior and Tool. You know, if he was a raider, he'd be out more than I was. I was kind of in the house and all that.
Definitely. That is 100% on point. So you do see this trail does go up towards the mountain. You think you could probably follow it for a little ways, and then try to skirt around this stone tooth. Which way do you think would be the best way to kind of approach this thing
Going from my knowledge of the lands themselves, and going by what was the where potentially the black actually diverted from, I'd say our best bet would probably be to go north.
You want to go north around the mountain and then cut back south again? See if it's...
Yes.
Okay. Alright. So...
Ratul, what should we be looking out for?
Our best bets are to look for the legends were so long ago. Our best bet would be to find some sort of entrance that looks like a natural cave. Something that the force would look over. But if we got closer, we would see them shipping of bone and tool, forming the path.
Alright.
So you guys are gonna pretty much just be going straight north and around the mountain, and then looking for. You know, it's somewhere on the eastern side. You're not really sure if it's kind of like more towards the northern part of the mountain, or possibly the southern tip. You're not really sure where that might be.
I'm probably going to aim for going north, but head towards the nearest sort of tip point, and then move along the curvature of the mountain itself to round the bend.
Okay. How far into this map can you guys see? Can you see the whole map?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. So you do want to aim towards here then?
Let me put up a ruler to get a better idea.
Okay.
Right here, I want to try to aim for, and then from there go along the curve.
I see. Okay. You guys are able to make your way a good ways up there. And you do manage to move north and then cut east towards this big mountain, this ancient fortress. And sorry, I was trying to grab the party and move you guys over here. So you guys definitely do start making your way around the curvature of this mountain here as you get in closer, and it's been, probably a good couple of hours, maybe 2.5 hours of hard marching through this forest to get to the point where you are now. And as you guys are kind of making your break north, everybody go ahead and roll some perception checks.
I see everything.
He does. Dang.
Why do you always see everything?
Because his dwarven eyes are perked for this landscape, apparently.
Meanwhile, I don't see everything.
I see a good amount.
I'm also in my element, having lived in the woods.
I am an elf.
Okay. So you suddenly, as you're traveling along, Mara, you suddenly hear the and Yin Yang, you kind of notice this movement, this kind of flickering of shadow. But Grybek, all of a sudden, as you're walking on, you kind of look up into the trees, and you suddenly see these yellowish eyes. And as you kind of blink for a second and take in the scene, you see this goblin with his bow drawn back, and then he suddenly lets loose at you. Everybody, go ahead and grab your tokens and roll initiative.
Goblin sentries. Huh, did not expect that.
And then I do that.
Okay.
I was so excited to see the goblin, but I wasn't ready to fight him.
Who's left to roll here?
I think Brasnic, but he's not here.
I love how
Right.
Grybek was the first to spot him, but the last one to act upon him.
Yeah.
Okay.
That I spent my time just to say goblins in the trees. That's why I wasn't.
And he just thwack in the chest of my arrow.
Alright. Your Jack Shadow's not to be seen at the moment, and Jod is invisible. So. Okay. So he kind of takes this shot, which totally misses, and all of a sudden you hear other growls coming out from the bushes and around you. You see these other forms of goblins. And then suddenly, out from behind two trees on either side of the road, or kind of the path around you, you see these two orcs step out with these goblins. And behind them, holding a massive sword, you see a hobgoblin step out. And he clearly seems to be the leader of this bunch.
What? The hobgoblin's the leader? That'd be the two beefy guys in front of him. What heresy is this right now?
Okay.
Oops, give me a second.
So,
So,
Yin Yang, you have first initiative.
So I don't. This doesn't feel like an accurate gauge of movement when I'm seeing the arrow move a 5-foot square and 120 feet. So how are we doing movement here?
Well, it's not a 5-foot square.
Huh?
It's not a 5-foot square. Whatever the movement says is probably going to be accurate.
oh. Man, that's a pretty long distance.
Oh, so they're 150 feet away.
Yeah. I guess so. I should have set them a little bit closer. So this is going to be a little bit theater of the mind here, guys. Okay.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay, so what is their distance to us then?
That's going to be a little more accurate. They're close enough to you that they can start shooting bows at you.
So less we gotta measure our movement speed, more we're trying to describe what we're doing.
Yeah. Theater of the mind. It's okay, guys. It happens.
Yeah, I know. I've done that too. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, well, during this week while everybody's doing their own thing, I've also been stepping out and practicing and discovering a few new things, and this actually seems quite perfect of a setup to just test it out. So, they've already taken aggressive action towards us, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna get get off the arrow here. Pretty much gonna get right here next to him, like this. And activate a new discovered ability.
Alright.
Oh,
Oh wow, that was very, very shitty damage.
Okay. So, this does a 15-foot cone of fire.
Yeah,
And then he's gonna
essentially pretty much just summon a small little ball of fire, and then I punch the ball of fire, and it explodes out in a cone outwards.
And who are you aiming
And
this at? Who are you aiming this at?
the pretty much 15-foot cone, this, or whoever I can get right here. That's why I came to where I was, to
Well, this would be an attack at just one of the goblins.
a 15-foot cone.
In a closer map, these guys are going to be spread out. The two orcs and the hobgoblin are a little bit closer to each other, but the goblins are like up in trees and stuff. So you could use this 15-foot cone to reach him where he is, and it would definitely get him.
I was doing this because I thought they were all grouped together.
No, they're not literally standing right next to each other, all grouped up.
Then I wouldn't have done that. I was literally trying to get a couple of them in a
If you
Same
ran
thing,
right
that was-
up to the leader and the two orcs, you could probably get a couple of them.
Okay, I'll do that. Now I was trying to get the most people I could in one blast.
Okay.
So that's pretty much, I did that, and then I'll, because I attacked them, they can't attack back, I'll run away.
So you
If I
would
can, how much movement do I have left after that?
more like be over there. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and roll my saves here. And the DC's 13. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, that guy's only going to take the 2. It's half damage for the save? Or is it no damage?
Half damage on a save. I did such crap damage for that. Oh my god.
That's alright, it looked badass. So as you run over, and you kind of like form this ball of fire, as you kind of do your maneuver and kick it over towards them, it like arcs over and it explodes into this cone of fire. It first hits the orc, and he almost like kind of dodges out of the way a little bit and actually lets it kind of blast his boss just a little bit extra. You see them both like starting to pat off flames and stuff, and they look up at you with furious eyes.
I'll be like, hi, and with mobile, take fuck back, run the opposite direction back to rejoin. I don't know how much movement do I have left after getting up to him.
Enough to go about there. Okay.
And that'll be it.
Mara. What would you like to do? Ms. Mara Birdeye, you there?
Yeah, sorry, I was talking. I forgot that I had pushed talking. So I'm gonna look at one of the. I'm gonna find a safe space to hide behind, like a tree, and like peek out, and
Okay.
then I'm going to shoot. I'll send one of the goblins in the trees. I'll send them this.
Ooh, the chill touch. I like it. And that's just a roll to hit, right? There's no
Yep.
resistance or anything.
It's a spell. It's a spell. Yeah, it's a spell attack.
Okay. Which one of those are you going to aim that at?
This one.
Okay. So you see this goblin, he's like up in the tree and he's like pulling his bow back and he's about to aim it at someone in the party. And as you step forward, you cast the magical incantation and you just see all of this frost just kind of spread all over this goblin. You see him turn rigid and suddenly he just kind of falls forward as the arrow kind of uselessly falls out of his bow, and you see him just kind of frozenly fall out of the branch and thud to the ground below him.
And I'm gonna attempt to like hide behind a tree.
Okay. Go ahead and roll stuff. Okay.
Oh,
Well, you feel like you're hiding.
that's really good. I'm hiding. Hey guys, I'm hiding really well.
As you just step around the tree, suddenly you break a bunch of twigs on the ground and snap, snap, crack. There's that. Mr. Sour.
And she also just yells out, "Hey guys, I'm hiding."
Yeah, I'm hiding really well, guys.
It works perfectly. It's super terrific.
Okay. Man. Well, I think I'll just use my Eldritch Blast on one of the goblins. I think this guy? Hang on, let me see.
You're close enough.
Yeah, hang on. I just wonder if I need to move away or anything. But I think I'm good. Okay. To 1 day.
20 is definitely gonna hit.
Okay.
Oof.
And 6 damage.
So as you see him also raising his bow to fire at the party, you kind of step forward with your wand, and you kind of like see it just kind of like glowing with the magic as you're summoning it forward. As you lash out with your wand towards this goblin, you see the eldritch fire just kind of leap from the tip of your wand and lands out toward this goblin, easily blasting him from his perch in the tree. You see him kind of like flip backwards. He's like, ah! As he falls to the ground, you see him just kind of flump into the bushes. You hear kind of a weak groan from him as he lays there on the ground.
Oh. Did he take any falling damage?
Well,
He fell from a tree. Wow.
as he lands, actually, so he falls backwards, and you hear him like, ah! As he's falling through the air. As he lands, you hear this loud crack! As he, his neck snaps, and he just kind of flumps over. As they're dead.
Well, dang. Okay. I'm gonna use a bonus action to hide.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you also try to make an attempt to hide behind the tree.
Well, a tree. Preferably not the one that's next to the person who just yelled out, I'm hiding, guys.
Let's see if you roll a 1.
It's a good strategy. It made me hide better.
Alright. You successfully hide behind a different tree.
Cool. And that's the end of my turn.
Alright. The Red Earth. You see multiple foes within easy striking distance.
Alright, so how far are the orc duo and the hobgoblin guy from me?
We'll say they're, what's your movement?
30 feet.
They're within your movement. They're waiting to ambush you guys.
Alright, I'm going to rush right up towards the duo.
Okay.
And I'm going to take a battle-ready stance and dodge.
Okay. So you run up, full of your orcish might and your orcish rage. As you run up towards them, you kind of stop and you get in your stance, ready to fight them. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Nope, I'm too focused on the battle at hand to notice anything.
You really are. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you're definitely too focused on this battle and in your rage. So, and that's going to be the end of your turn for right now?
Yep, that's all I'm going to do.
You're just holding your action?
Dodging.
Oh, okay. Well, this orc over here doesn't seem to think much of your attempts to dodge. And it is going to swing at you. Sadly, missing, I am assuming, with that 11.
Oh, most definitely.
Okay. Did you see the other orc also pulling out a great axe as you run up? He races to defend his fellow orcish, brutish dude. So he does swing his axe at you, and I'm assuming it's the 15. Is that one getting hit?
15. Unfortunately, 15 does hit.
Okay. So he steps forward, and you see this axe like slice down right across your chest and opens up this great wound. Are you raging at the moment?
No, I did not rage.
You are not, so you take as he finishes cutting you, he kind of gets back in his own defensive stance. And he kind of looks at you curiously. And he kind of growls out in Orcish. And says, "What are you doing? Why do you fight with them?" Go ahead and roll another
Do I
perception
have-
check.
Will do. $15.
With this attack and with hearing another Orcish voice and hearing the Orcish language, which you haven't heard in quite some time, you kind of stop and take another look at this orc and suddenly recognize the tribal markings that you are extremely intimately familiar with, and those of the Crimson Maw.
No. It can't be possible.
And you don't recognize this orc, but he definitely bears the markings of your tribe.
Well, this just made things much more interesting.
So, at 8, these goblins are going to take fire. And suddenly, in your distraction, in your moment, these goblins take aim at you.
Disadvantage, because I am dodging.
Okay. So that would be a 15 for the 3 points of damage.
15 will hit.
Oof. Okay. So you see the one in the back. One does hit you for the 3 points of damage. This one back here, however, as he's pulling his bow back, just as he's about to let loose, you hear this, and the branch underneath him suddenly gives under his weight. You hear him go, "Ah!" as he too falls out of the tree. Damn it. This fall damage is freaking killing me. Alright, so I do hear him just slightly groaning, but it sounds like he definitely took some hurt falling amongst this branch. It sounds like it might have even punctured him at some point. You hear him kind of groaning and rolling around over in the bushes. And at 5, you see this giant hobgoblin kind of looking at you. He's got his long sword in his hand, a shield in the other hand, and he just kind of points it at you, Ratul. He says, "What is the meaning of this?" In Orcish.
I was separate. I thought my tribe destroyed.
Okay. He does not attack. He kind of looks at the orc that just slashed you, the orc that bears the similar markings. And he just kind of looks back at you. He says, "Who do you fight for now?" That's right there. Grybek. Do you speak Orcish?
Nope. All I hear is a bunch of growly sounds.
It's true. Does anybody else in the party speak Orcish?
I don't speak Orcish. I only speak Goblin.
Nope.
Okay. So none of you have any idea of what's happening here.
Nope.
Yep. Nope.
So I'm gonna run up on the orc that's making a lot of noise, and I'm gonna try to crack him with Shatter Smite. Just the hammer, not the actual spell.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Okay. So as he's kind of standing there looking at Ratul and almost like an appraising sort of a way, and almost a little bit of confusion mixed in there. And as you come running in, his attention's kind of instantly diverted to you. As you swing with Shatter Smite, he suddenly is able to get his great axe up, and he's able to block your attack with the weapon, and he kind of forces you back and away from him. He says, "Long time since I've killed a dwarf." And he says this in common.
You haven't done so yet. And with a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on Ratul. Give him +2 AC.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay. Yin Yang.
Yeah, so I don't understand anything. All I know is that he hasn't killed a dwarf yet. So I guess I'm gonna go after the guy that. Well, actually, how Grybek and him are up there? Where's one of the extra? How far is that goblin from me?
You have pretty good movement, so you could probably like get over and up in the tree enough to confront this goblin. He is up in a tree branch. So.
That's not the one that fell.
No. The one that fell is over here, and he's on the ground. So yeah, I mean you could get over there and try and finish him off if you want. He's going to be a little bit away from that orc, though. No, it's fine. You could get over there.
Alright, I will, let me read something here real quick.
I'm going all theory than mine, too. Oh, that will be most of your movement to get there.
Well, I was just thinking, I was wondering if doing a dart counted as an attack to get the bonus action strike. Or a monk weapon, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So I would actually get up to the one in the tree, and I would use my action to throw a dart at the one on the ground, and then punch the one in the tree. Or hit it with my stick, excuse me.
Okay. What's the range on your thrown dart?
30 and 120.
Okay. Yeah. You'd probably have to roll that thrown dart at disadvantage, but you can get him.
I think I get disadvantage anyhow because he's prone, right?
That's all gravy, sir. Go ahead and roll that attack.
Nope.
Didn't make much of a difference anyway. Okay, so you do throw it over there, and it just kind of like harmlessly, sails past him. But you are close enough to this other one to swing at him.
Jesus.
So you're kind of like on a branch a little bit below him, within striking range. And as you kind of like swing around to get your bow staff at him, he's able to kind of like dance his feet a little bit, and you kind of strike the branch that he's standing on instead.
I'll get you next time.
Alright. The wizard's turn.
Yes. So I see the one still up in the tree. I saw the Yin Yang failed to hit it, so I'm gonna send another hand rushing through the sky to touch him.
Okay. Okay. Dang. So as you're standing there, it like, nimbly kind of dodges away from your bow strike, and it's like, and as it's doing so, all of a sudden you just see his eyes grow wide as this frost suddenly, you don't even see what hit it, but suddenly this frost just kind of goes all the way across its face, and you see it just go, and then it just falls past you down to the ground. Dead to the earth.
Teamwork, yeah.
Yes. And I'm going to Um, I'm gonna move a little more into the not open, but enough to sort of try and like figure out like not what they're saying, but like more like the facial expressions, trying to understand what's happening between this orc and hobgoblin. Sorry, half orc. No, full orc and hobgoblin.
Yeah. Okay. Gok.
Okay, well, I'm going to blast this guy. Or this guy.
Okay. It is going to be a
Man.
disadvantage
Oh, why is it disadvantage?
because he's prone.
Oh. Oh, yeah, you're right, she is. He's prone on the toilet. Wait, do I get advantage because I was stealth? So kind of just as a straight roll, or no?
What did you roll? Like a 14?
Yeah.
That's higher than his passive, and he wouldn't be looking for you. Yeah, I guess that'll cancel it out.
Okay,
So
just a straight roll. Okay.
Oof. Okay.
Man,
Roll
was it with advantage? Ugh.
This
Okay,
is a new
it's
Gok.
just 3. Just 3.
And now Gok got his upgrades, and all of a sudden, look at him. He's a master sorcerer!
Yeah, shy.
That fucking scene cracks me up every time I watch it. Okay, so, you see Gok kind of just step forward, and this time you see him kind of like twirl his wand a little bit with a little bit of flair as he just kind of flicks it out with this kind of like this underhand graceful maneuver. You see the Eldritch Blast just lance out just perfectly as this purplish energy. You see the goblin like just starting to disentangle itself from the branch as it like sits up a little bit. All of a sudden this blast of energy just catches it right in the face. And you see it just kind of like blows past its head, and as the energy dissipates, you see just this blackened head with like this, wispy trails of smoke coming off of his face as he just kind of like rolls backwards and just flops backwards dead.
Dang. Oh wait, I want to do one more thing. Before I go back into hiding, as a bonus action. I'm gonna tell Ratul, okay, all the little guys are taking care of it, looks like, big guy. Tell them to give up, or we're going to murder them. And I'm gonna use a bonus action to hide. Just quickly.
Okay. Tool.
Oh boy. Alright. First, I'm going to actually move out of my normally hunched position to full height, letting the robe fall off of me to show off basically the entirety of my face and body.
Okay. And you definitely see the orc that doesn't have the same travel. You can tell that he has different travel markings, and yet they seem to be working together, and with a hobgoblin leading them, no less. Definitely an interesting bunch here. The one that is not of your tribe kind of looks at you as you reveal yourself and recognizing your tribal markings. He kind of looks over at his partner and then back at you, almost in confusion. The hobgoblin, however, just kind of narrows his eyes at you as you do this. Just seems to be steady.
In Orcish, I say,
I am Ratul, the Red Earth, lost member of the Scarlet Maw. This is my group.
and I'm going to rage, and I'm going to punch the my non-tribesmen in the face.
Okay. Oof. And hammer fist. Alright, go ahead and roll that damage. 8 points. As you see him, he is kind of like looking back and forth, and as suddenly as you lash out, he tries to get his axe up in the way, but your fist is far too quick. as you slam into his face. You kind of rock him to the side a little bit. As he kind of like recovers a little bit, you see like his jaw is completely broken on the left side.
If you do not wish to fall, bow.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. You see the one that you hit immediately kind of just falls into the rage, and you see him kind of raise up the great axe, and he kind of rushes you to take a swing. Clearly disoriented by your attack, he kind of wildly just swings at you as you easily kind of step to the side and then back into position. You see this other orc kind of like stop for a second. And he looks like he wants to attack you just on pure instinct, but he seems to be kind of stopping himself. And suddenly the hobgoblin behind him just barks out a command. Says, "What are you waiting for? Kill him now!" And the orc steps forward. It almost seems like against his own will, attacks you. And you can tell that his heart doesn't seem to be in this attack. As he does swing at you, but you're easily able to kind of get your new gauntleted fist up and in the way as you kind of just knock it aside with a loud clang.
Do not fight me, brother.
And you suddenly hear a growl as the hobgoblin leader, "I'll kill him then." As he steps forward, he swings at you.
Nope.
Oof. Okay. So he swings at you, and you're able again to knock this one aside. Your newly gauntleted fist almost acting as a shield of sorts, as you're able to again block this attack. So, Grybek.
Alright.
It's true.
Oh no, that's some shade.
No one's ever
Sorry.
gonna die if I keep rolling like that.
Alright, I'm gonna
That's funny.
bonus action Searing Smite, and I'm gonna launch it at the orc that threatened me. It's basically when I hit the next time, it does extra damage.
Okay. Go ahead and
Don't
roll.
forget and with that, divine shield falls.
Wait, what was that? The Shield of Faith is a concentration spell.
Yes, and so Searing Smite.
Really?
Yeah.
All the smites are concentration. That's why paladins have to like choose them over like aura based effects.
Oh, okay. Then I'm not gonna Searing Smite it, so you're getting hit a lot.
Okay.
Hit the one that talked to me, and I'm just smacking him with my hammer right across the
Alright. And you can tell that there does seem to be some sort of an interaction going on between this orc and your friend. But he did talk smack at you.
And then he growled at, basically all I heard growling at, as well. So the growling, I have no idea what there's going on.
Well, that 22 is definitely going to hit. So, you see him, his axe is kind of batted aside by your giant friend, and you see an opening as you rush forward and you smash into his knee. You hear a loud crack as his knee kind of explodes out to the side kind of weirdly. You see him kind of drop to the ground on his damaged knee, kind of clutching it. Not quite dead, though.
Right, as a bonus action, I'm going to tell him it hasn't been so long since I've killed an orc.
Okay.
Wait, did Grybek smack the one that has my markings or the one I smacked?
The one that has your markings.
Gotcha.
And I didn't know that. Your conversations just grunt, 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 grunt.
No, I was just trying to make sure because I
Yeah.
don't know which one you smacked.
You guys were the ones complaining that I'm the racist.
I mean,
He
this,
Okay, I was gonna
this
say
threatened
that
me.
was
this
oof.
dwarf and orc rivalry has gone back for millennia.
Yeah, he threatened me first.
And this mine has been contended by both dwarf and orc for almost as long. So, Yin Yang. What would you like to do?
Alright, So I think at this point I'm obviously figured out he's talking to them somehow, but they're still fighting him. Did I notice any apprehension in the one?
Roll perception. Or maybe that should be intuition.
Insight?
Insight. That one. Oof.
9.
You did not notice the thing.
Alright, I guess I would just come after this one, the one that's closest to me.
Okay, the one that Grybek just smacked in the knee.
Whichever one I was closest to on this side.
Okay, so that is that one.
As I see Yin Yang approach, I'm going to quickly switch back to the common tongue.
Don't kill my brother. Don't kill my tribesmen.
As I sort of make a small gesture with my hand towards the one with my markings.
Okay, so you all heard this.
And, okay, but the big guy here is engaged with us at the moment then?
Yes.
He's with, I can get to him without provoking opportunity from this guy?
Yeah.
Alright. I'll look at Ratul. Okay. But if he attacks me, and I'll come up and smack this guy twice. Once with the stick, and then another one with a roundhouse following the momentum.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. That is going to be a miss.
I don't know why I still have disadvantage. I need to turn that back off. That's a 19.
Okay, that 19 is going to hit. For 4?
Yeah. Every bit of damage I've done so far has almost been a 1. I just want to point that out. Like, I haven't rolled higher than like a 2 on damage tonight so far.
It could change. Still time.
So as you come running over and you swing your bow staff, he's able to kind of get his shield. He kind of like swings it to block the bow staff, and as he does so, he leaves this opening where you're able to just kind of snap the front kick in, and you catch him just right in the chin, and you see his head kind of snap back, and as he kind of like brings his head back, he kind of shakes his head. And he just kind of just growls a little bit at you.
Yeah, why don't you play with me for a little while? Let the big guy have his talk.
Okay. Mara.
I'm checking on the ranges really quickly. Can I get within 90 feet of this guy without being in range of anyone else?
Yeah.
Okay, I shall do that, and I shall cast. and I'll pull up the attack. Let's see. And I shall choose. Oh, I was going to choose fire damage, but it's going to be a miss.
Okay. And it's 8 to hit, right?
Yes, not. Yeah, so definitely a miss.
Okay. And who are you aiming at? The big.
I was aiming at the hobgoblin. I was going to say filthy hobgoblin.
You almost hit me.
All right, and so you do see Yin Yang. You see this suddenly as Mara steps up. You see her kind of like forming, her fingers into like the almost like claws, as she's kind of like rotating them back and forth together. You see this little mote of energy start to form, and it slowly builds in to this ball of fire, seething flames. She suddenly hurls it towards the leader, and as it sails past the both of you, you see it strike a tree behind this hobgoblin and behind you as well, Yin Yang, over to the side. You see it just immediately burst into flames along the trunk of this tree.
Whew, that's hot.
Is there anything else you can do this round?
No, I'm gonna try and like stay out of sight, not hide, just like casually, like not like try and provoke anything else.
Gok.
Well, since I'm assuming I could hear that we kind of have somebody who's not a target, I'm gonna just brutally murder that hobgoblin. He is an orc. Yeah. And I'll Eldritch Blast him. With advantage! Oh. Well, I don't think that even gets past even with advantage. Because I was hiding and now I'm...
Yeah, no, definitely as you lash out with your magic, he kind of like ducks down behind his shield, and he's able to kind of crouch behind it, Captain America style, as the energy kind of washes past him. You see this display as well, Yin Yang, and you kind of are able to, take a step back and out of the path of this blast.
That was awful close again, Gok.
Hey! It clearly hit the guy's shield. It didn't even hit you that time.
Because I moved.
No. Because it rolled higher. No. Anyway. I'm gonna use my bonus action to hide again. In a different tree. So I can, trick him with my sneaky skills. Stealth skills. Yeah.
Super.
Very sneaky.
You kind of go over there and you're like hiding behind the tree, but the tip of your floppy head is like sticking out from behind the tree. So it's kind of like when a kid is hiding and they think that just because their eyes are covered that the rest of their body is hiding too.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Ratul.
Oh boy. Okay. First, going to deal with the other orc who is being an asshole. And first, start with a straight sucker punch right towards the other side of his chin to see if I can just dislodge the entire jaw.
Alright.
Nope.
As you lash out, he's able to kind of catch your fist with the flat of his great axe. He kind of like just deflects it off.
And now that his axe is blocking in my first fist, I'm going to quickly turn my hand around after you grab the head of it, and then bring the dragon flame cestus around to just go for a straight chest punch.
Okay. Are you using the flame?
Non-flamed.
Okay. 15. That should be enough to hit. It is. Okay. So as you come swinging around, you know, he is able to kind of catch the first one, but he's unable to kind of reposition himself in time to defend from the next one. And as he kind of turns his head, he just kind of does the ooh look on his face as the dragon flame cestus just kind of smashes right into his nose. You see blood just kind of spray across his face as his head arcs backwards. You see him just fall backwards to the earth, clearly finished.
I let out a bit of a hissing breath as I inhale for the next set. Look down towards my currently almost broken leg tribesman and give him one word. Heal. As I move up across the body of the fallen orc and try to go into flanking position with the hobgoblin.
Okay. You see this orc. He's kind of sitting there on his one knee, and you see him kind of growl after you say this word. And you hear the hobgoblin say, "Kill him! Get up! Kill him now!" And you see him kind of struggle for a second, like he's about to try and put some weight on the leg, but then he kind of seems to like change his mind, and he throws his blade to the earth instead. And you see this hobgoblin instantly says, "Kill him, or I'll kill you!" And he turns and swings at the orc.
The orc or other orc?
At your tribesman, and as he steps forward, he lops his head off, and you see it arc through the air, trailing blood in a circle as it trails down the path.
Now I'm going to be beating this hobgoblin's ass like a bongo drum.
Okay. Grybek.
Alright. Can I charge the hobgoblin, or is he too far away from me?
You can charge him.
Alright, then I'm gonna run up at that hobgoblin and just launch Shatter Smite right into his arm.
You're gonna try and smash his weapon?
No. I was trying to hit him in the chest.
Okay. Okay. So as you run up, you see that this hobgoblin is actually able to kind of get his shield in the way just in time, as you see him kind of as he's looking at you and at Ratul and at Yin Yang now surrounding him, the three of you, as he sees that he's standing there alone against this party that seems to have come from nowhere. Yin Yang.
Kind of hearing what Ratul had said before and seeing what's happened, be like, oh no, you've done it now. And I'm gonna look at Ratul or Grybek, and either one of you be like, launch me above him. And I'm gonna look at Ratul and tell him, launch me above him. And we'll circle around, and I guess I'll hold an action, or if he can use his reaction, to just kind of like toss me up directly above the hobgoblin.
Okay. I mean, if Ratul is willing, you could probably actually just plant yourself like on his thigh, and then like leap up to his shoulder, and then leap off of his shoulder to get above him.
I am willing to sacrifice my reaction to do an athletics check for this.
Okay, go ahead and roll. Yin Yang, roll that dexterity or acrobatics. Both rolls are good enough. So yeah, as he comes running over, you're actually able to just put one hand out, Ratul, and as he jumps up and puts his foot into it, you're just with your massive strength, you're able to just kind of launch him into the air just with one foot. And Yin Yang, you get up and above this guy. What are you gonna do?
As I get directly above him, as I'm starting to spin, y'all are seeing the wind spiral around my fist again. And right as I get above him, I'm gonna aim it straight down at him, and I'm just gonna try to pummel him into the earth with it, and blast it straight down.
Roll.
This is some Kung Fu Hustle stuff.
This is like X-Men, X-Force teamwork shit. Okay. And that is half damage if he saves.
Yeah, and if he fails too, I would have pushed him away. Oh, he succeeded.
Okay. But he's still just going to take the 7 points. So as you kind of fly over him, you do your Fist of Unbroken Air maneuver straight down towards this guy, and you guys see this buildup of wind energy. And as you expel it right at this guy, you see almost like a pushing of the air even as this force hits into this guy. You see him slam down into the ground, and you see him just kind of like, shudder for a second, and then like just breathe out one last breath as he too falls. And as suddenly the silence of the forest kind of descends around us.
We could have used him.
I'm sorry, Ratul. I wasn't not even paying attention to her. I'm just saying I'm sorry to Ratul.
I'm just impressed.
I just sort of begin to bulk down as I let the rage leave my system.
Okay.
As I exit my stance and move over to the body of my fallen tribesman.
Okay.
Mara, you're right. He could have been of use, but did you not hear Ratul? You might be just joining us, but he said that was his brother. I wasn't letting him live after that.
What if the hobgoblin knew where others of his tribe were? Rash acting does not bode well for our group.
I'm not asking for your forgiveness. I was just letting you know.
So, in the aftermath of this combat, I am actually going to run over and grab a plate of pizza real quick. I never did have any of that. I just jumped right into this game. So I'm going to grab that super quick, and then we'll get right back into this.
Yep, no problem. We'll just RP in the meantime.
Scouting parties like this are not something we can just afford to kill because they obviously are reporting to somewhere. We're gonna have to move very quickly if we are to find this place before they're alerted.
Everything you said is true. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I kneel down beside the body of the decapitated orc and place a hand on his chest. And in Orcish, I say a small prayer.
May your strength forever be eternal, and may you rise again in the spirit realm.
Then I go ahead and stand back up and switch back to common.
This orc bore the marks of my tribe. Something I thought was gone.
And the first time ever since you've known him, Grybek's gonna put his hand on you, Ratul, and apologize for smashing your brother's knee. And just a pat that basically says, I understand. Grybek lost his brother too, so he's like, I understand. He doesn't say the words. It's just a...
I did not expect them to survive. We were scattered. Split as the raiding party came after us. Us, the raiders, being raided. But seeing this, There could be others. Other members of my tribe that still live deep within this mountain.
Based on what we've seen, seems they've been bound into some form of servitude as well again. Mira, I don't deny your reasoning. And I don't expect you as a mage to understand a warrior's code, but there are certain things that transcend reason. He not only turned his back on his ally and killed him in cold blood, but he was also in some form of related to Ratul. He wouldn't be allowed to live. It wouldn't happen. Not if I could help it. I don't expect you to understand, but
Well, I don't really understand, but we don't have time for any of this. We have to move.
Okay.
Well, I agree, because, usually if there's this one war party, there's probably a bunch more, and that hobgoblin, probably not the guy. Everything's probably run by an orc chief or whatever,
oh, there'll be other opportunities to get information. Of that, there's no doubt.
Right, but we needed quick information. Now they're going to be searching for us.
Nobody got away. They still don't know that we're here.
They will when the hunting party doesn't show up. We have maybe a few hours maximum.
These are.
Guess we should
definitely
get moving then.
So, you guys gonna continue on your way around the mountain?
Do these guys have anything valuable on them?
Looted
Potions,
most of the pockets, you can
maps.
find, no maps, some crudely made weapons, things of that nature. You are able to find probably about 12 silver pieces amongst them. A couple
May I
gold.
suggest something cruel? Should we take the ears?
There are some orc ears going
Oh,
back
yes.
to a previous conversation. What do we think about that?
Take the other tribe's ears. But I ask you, leave my tribesman's head alone.
Yes, we shouldn't take his brother's ears.
Man, if Brasnic were here.
I was actually going to say, Brasnic, take the ears.
We'd be having a different conversation, I think.
Well, I know this is gonna seem pretty vile, but it's in character for me. Because we're getting paid for this, right?
You are 10 gold pieces per orc here.
Okay, I'm going to cut off the one from the guy that's not in this clan first. And I'm gonna stealth. For the orc that was in the clan, just take the ear off when we're kind of moving to the other side of the mountain, kind of. Just kind of cut the. It'll be quick. Just kind of cut the thing off and then just put my knapsack. Scarlet pack. Yeah.
Alright. I imagine someone making like a necklace of ears or something, but you know.
Oh yeah, I'll roll stealth. I forgot about that.
But you know.
Oh shit.
My passive perception is high enough.
Yeah, your passive perception.
And this is for the orc that is not a part of his tribe?
Yeah, because I'm gonna do the guy that is, and then it was gonna be the one ear, the one ear.
Oh, this is the guy that is part of Ratul's tribe?
Yes, that was what the roll was.
Oh boy.
That
okay.
was so bad.
So, as you guys kind of turn and you're focusing, who's claiming the ears of this other orc? Anyone?
I'm not going to
Guessing Grybek was going to because he asked about it.
Oh,
I don't really
asked him.
care about the reward.
I was just asking if we were.
I just want us to get out of here.
I know Brasnic was the one that was most eager to do it. So we'll just say, for his sake of argument, that Brasnic is there. He caught up with the party, and as he turns to kind of, start cutting off this orc's ears, you suddenly, behind you guys, hear this, and then a lot of rap, as suddenly you guys turn and you see Gok standing there with an orc ear in his hand with like a big piece of orc face that came off with the ear where he hadn't quite sliced it all away.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
Oh no. Oh really? That's even worse.
I started walking towards Gok as my feet begin to make very heavy footfalls on the earth.
I'm gonna try to reattach it here as fast as I can.
You suddenly see this little form appear in between you and Gok, and he's like, "Hey, whoa, hey, big guy, why don't you just go ahead, just calm down there a little bit, I feel like you're
I
just getting
backhand him.
As you backhand him, you see him just kind of just disappear again, but you feel the connection, and he just kind of blinks back out.
Have time for any of this.
We should get moving.
As you get a little bit closer to Gok, you suddenly see the shadow stretch out from behind him as you see it suddenly rear up off of the ground, kind of like menacingly with claws out. Seems to want to defend his master.
I'd like to intimidate the shadow.
Go ahead and roll. Okay. Hold on. I wasn't prepared for this. And Gok, you have access to both of your followers, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
So this would be what? What's intimidation or what's the opposite?
Generally, the counter to any sort of intimidation, deception, or persuasion check is insight.
Okay. Is that wisdom?
Wisdom, yes.
Okay. So as you're kind of like approaching closer to Gok, you just like as Jot appears and starts beckoning you off, you just backhand him and he just like blinks out of existence again. As you're walking even closer, as the shadow stretches out and it too wants to protect its master, you see it rearing up with claws and you just like flex your muscles and growl at this shadow. You see it all of a sudden just go ah as it like throws its hands up and you see it just disappear and race off behind a tree as it too disappears quickly and away from this monster, this very angry beast, relentlessly stalking up upon this goblin.
Well, Shrock. Well, so much Shrock.
What is Red Tool gonna do?
I am going to pick Gok up by the front of his shirt.
Are there robes, sir? Thank you.
Okay. Are you
Pick him
gonna
up by the
try
front of his
to
wrist.
evade this grab at all?
Yes. So, hopefully, I don't roll an at one right now.
Okay. Roll your dices. Roll all them dice. Oh boy.
Okay, the 12.
So
12, not the 18.
you clearly see this guy coming, and as he reaches out towards you, you try and shy away from him, but at the last second, he lunges and just grabs you right by the front of your robes, as he lifts you up into the air.
Okay. I know this looks really bad.
Looks!
But I think since we have a dwarf that can heal stuff, if I just attach it where it was supposed to go, it can just kind of stick on there. It'll be good as new. And I'll put it back. Hey,
For someone so small and great-minded, you have a lot of gall to do this in front of me.
well, technically I did it behind you. I mean, I did it. I didn't mean to. I was thinking of party finances. Party finances. And it was 10 for an ear, but I'm okay putting it back, and we give him a proper burial that he deserves.
Ratu looks like he's about to eat your head.
Okay. I could just be quiet now. Be like that.
You could always take Gok's here.
How about we not do that option, actually? Because I just said I'd fix it, and you're supposed to fix it and help me out here. Healy dwarf man.
You can't heal an ear back on.
You can't. I mean, you can't just like I have everything we need, so I'll just put it on there.
Are you asking me to sew his ear on?
I'm asking you to kind of like glue, just kind of put it back on there, and then voila.
Grybek just walks away from the conversation.
No, wait, please.
Please?
Please.
Okay.
I leave you to Ratul.
Okay. Well, I was not expecting this particular turn of events. So you have this goblin in your clutches, Reto. He's basically dangling from your grip in the same way that this ear is dangling from his.
I kind of come up to Ratul on his next to his shoulder and just don't kill him.
I kind of feel like the first party death is going to be right now.
It very well might be, but I have something to prevent that, hopefully. But we're gonna have to see.
Ratul just breathes heavily, looking into Gok with the kind of rage that he usually reserves for everything else that's on the other side of him. As he closes his eyes for a moment, takes a deep breath, and lets it out.
Oh no. Wait, could I do something?
Quiet.
Well, no, I just kind of want to show something, and I'm gonna use my Fey presence right now,
Okay.
which is 10 creatures in a 10-foot cube originating from me have to make a Wisdom saving throw,
Okay.
and if they fail, they're charmed or frightened by me.
Everybody roll a wisdom saving throw.
Since I walked away from him, I'm not within 10 feet, I'd imagine.
Okay. You are the only one that does not have to roll.
This is a charm thing, correct?
Yeah, well, I was gonna charm.
Well, I get advantage on charm saving throws. So.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Well, it would be being frightened or charmed. Do you have advantage on being frightened?
No, just magically charm.
What are the options? Can you put the ability in the chat, please?
Yeah, here it is. Oh, I must have put that once. Jeez. Okay.
It's a choice of either all charm or all frightened.
So are you trying to charm or frighten here?
I was trying to charm Ratul. I charmed Yin Yang.
Okay. So you will get advantage on your roll. So you get the 17. And what's the DC?
The DC is 12. So, yeah. The Yin Yang's the only one who
Okay, so Yin Yang totally not a part of this confrontation at all, and he's just trying to calm the situation down. Basically, for everyone else,
How close am I to
Well-
Grybek? Because doesn't he give +2 to saving throws?
That's
No.
paladins.
That's
No.
a paladin.
Yeah, it's not me.
Oh.
So you're kind of standing there, and you're like, guys, can we just, calm down? Don't kill him. We still need him and all that. And all of a sudden, like, it's one of those scenes where like the whole view kind of like zooms in and focuses in on Gok, and as it does so, you see him like his eyes get all big and they look like big puppy dog eyes, and he kind of puts his hands together and he just gets like that cute look. And you are completely mesmerized by the cuteness of this little goblin all of a sudden. For everybody else, Gok right now is making the ugliest face you've ever seen in an attempt to look cute and disarming, but he's really just like,
We don't have time for this.
Alright, let him go. It's clear that he's sorry. Can you not see that face he's making? I mean, that's something only a mother could love.
Yeah, let's listen to Yin Yang. He is very wise. Very wise.
I bring Gok really close to my face, to the point that our noses are almost touching.
Alright, Rabatul, calm down. Stop it. Stop it.
In light of the work you've done, of how you fought by my side, I will overlook this once. If I ever find you doing that to another one of my tribesmen, that will be the last moment you breathe.
Crystal clear. Crystal clear.
I drop him then.
Okay.
I'll catch him.
Oh.
still completely enamored of the little goblin. Yin Yang leaps over and catches you.
And just sets him down and pats him on the head.
There, little guy. You're okay.
Ah. Thank you.
How long does this last?
1 round, 6 seconds.
So as you're sitting there holding, you just caught him and you pat him, you set him down and you pat him on the head, and as you're patting him on the head, all of a sudden it wears off.
Elbow.
Thank you.
Where do you elbow him?
Just in the shoulder.
So as you're standing there, he pats you on the head and then suddenly elbows you in the shoulder as the charm wears off.
Ow! What was that for? What?
You little dick. I think I need a bath after that. I'm just gonna turn around and
It's probably true. Okay.
Well,
So
there
you
you
see
go.
Red Tool kind of storm off past the dwarf, who had wisely stepped away from this whole encounter, this whole scenario altogether. As Red Tool storms off, the party kind of follows suit behind him. So as you guys kind of make your way around the mountain, following the ridge line, everybody go ahead and roll perception checks as you travel. And each person roll like 5d20.
Wait, 5 perception checks or 1 perception check and then 5d20?
Well, I just meant like 5 perception checks, but if you want to just roll 5d20 and add the modifiers to them, then that's a shorter way to do it, is what I meant.
Oh my god!
Wow. 3 ones in a row. Come on, and roll tonight.
You're like, you see everything, and then you see nothing for the next 3 hours.
Is that right?
Lowest roll for me would be a 7.
The only one I did not pass probably was the first one and the third one.
Okay.
Lowest roll for me was a 16. Highest was a 25.
Oh wait, do we add in our modifiers? I mean, it doesn't matter
Yeah.
because I rolled 3 ones in a row.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So,
My lowest.
I know the woods. This is me.
so as you guys come around the corner, you've been traveling for a few hours now. You can feel that the land is sloping down to the east. You have caught some glimpses of a lake off in the distance. Um, but as you're kind of traveling, towards the south, uh, you're kind of like heading, in between the Stone Tooth and this lake that is over there. Um, as you're traveling along, let's see, who is Grybek and Ratul, going into the fourth and fifth hour. You guys kind of notice, as you're traveling. Ratul definitely, being familiar with the general area. You are also familiar with the tricks of how the different kind of rock formations and foliage can hide passageways and things of that nature. You finally do stop and you notice some old tracks. And they seem to be leading towards the mountain. And as you study these tracks, they seem to be well, go ahead and or do you say anything about them?
I raise a hand up to stop the party as I kneel down by the tracks.
Okay. Anybody else going to investigate these tracks?
I will investigate them as well.
Is this based on the rolls that we had?
That's just to find them. So this would be a survival check. If anybody wants to roll that to try and see if they can see what kind of tracks these are.
I will
I would
roll.
only. I would ask if I could be able to try, because, like I said, I know I don't know these woods, but I know woods. So would that give me
Absolutely.
the ability to make the check?
Yep, go for it. Okay. Yeah, and then you are able to recognize, actually most of the party does recognize that these are the tracks of a very large bear.
Oh man, if only a larger was here.
For sake, is like a brown bear size, like a polar bear size, a grizzly bear, like polar bear, like bigger,
It does seem to be an extremely large bear.
like a cave bear.
Um, you think it's definitely at least the size of a grizzly.
Wow, okay, that's pretty big.
I look from where the tracks are going to. I look from where the tracks came from towards where the tracks are going. Is it making a direct beeline for the mountain, or do they seem to curve along the way?
They definitely seem to be leading up towards what almost seems to be like a crevice in the shape of the mountain, almost directly west of you.
A natural vein. That might be it.
You guys want to go check it out?
Yes, I do.
I'd say it's worth checking out.
Okay. As you guys, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I would say be careful as we walk away without a road or path. Bears can actually surprise you. They will come from behind, from the side, and they can ambush us.
Maybe I'll be keeping my eyes out too, because I'm familiar with bears. So But we keep my
all
eye
my
out for
knowledge
it.
of bears is obviously not firsthand, but
Yeah, no, we used to hunt them, have to scare them off. When I lived out in the woods with my sensei, they were a consistent problem. We'd come up with some creative ways to keep them away.
I had to fight a bear when I was younger to prove my worth to my tribe. Single-handed combat. I still have its fang.
But thank you for the heads up, Mara.
Okay.
Definitely appreciate it.
So as you guys
So yeah, I
head
guess
further in towards the mountain,
I want to keep an eye out for like fresh tracks or fresh movement. It looks like something like the I guess even droppings or brushed broken branches. I want to look for signs of where it travels and
okay.
like if in the direction that we're going seems to be where the bear came from. Kind of like trying to deduce whether or not this is if we're going towards its home or away from it.
Of course. Anyone who would like to go ahead and roll fresh survival checks.
I would like to roll.
Oh, Yin Yang.
Blam!
Just killing it, son.
Grybek's not gonna roll. The only thing he knows about bears is that they taste good.
Okay. So Yin Yang, you definitely can tell. You start seeing signs of fresher movement from. It looks like the same bear. You can actually tell that it is the same bear with that roll. But you also start to notice some other tracks, and these ones seem to be definitely different. It seems to be almost like a splayed out foot, and it looks like it has almost like 3 toes with some sort of, it almost seems like webbed feet.
Would I look like have I seen a track like this before?
You've never seen a track like this before.
I'll pretty much stop everybody and point this track out to them and be like, it's just a bear or something else, or there's something else with it. Check this out. I've never seen a track like this before. This is not native to any jungle or woods or woodland areas I'm familiar with.
Okay.
Noting the track, could I actually, with my background as an outlander, could I actually roll a nature check to see if I recognize what this could be?
You can roll a nature check, and Grybek, go ahead and roll one as well.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah,
Kind
you
of fitting.
can't really tell what this is.
I'm actually proficient in nature.
It's a
Unless it's an underdark creature, Grybek probably wouldn't recognize too much of it, so it's not surprising he'd be like, no.
That's the only reason I asked if I recognized it, because I was proficient in nature.
Both of you go ahead and roll one more time to get advantage.
Oh, I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, well then roll with advantage.
Well, you said 2. Who's the other person who could get advantage?
Grybek.
Oh wow. Nope.
You just really don't know. These creatures are a little bit too surface level for you, I guess. Okay, so after kind of studying it for a second, and the party is discussing what this footprint can be. Suddenly, Yin Yang, you remember, you like snap your fingers, and you remember like your master telling you about these underground, these creatures that lair underground, and they usually like to live in areas where there are underground lakes and things of that nature. But you've heard legend of these creatures from your master, and you know that this footprint could be one of them, and you heard him call them troglodytes.
Troglodytes?
Yes.
Okay, I pretty much just relay everything you just told me to the party.
Can I like see if I've heard of them in my readings or learnings?
Heard them, but I don't know what they are. Right?
Yeah, you've heard of them. You're not really sure what kind of a creature it is. Let's see. What did you just roll? Nature to see if you could recognize. Yeah, go ahead and roll a history check.
What should I roll?
A history check.
Okay.
You have heard of troglodytes, but you don't recall any readings specifically that tell you what kind of creature that it would be.
I don't remember. I remember perusing a book that they were mentioned in, but nothing recent. Maybe years ago.
Did he mention whether they were dangerous or not? My master. When he told me.
Yeah, he definitely would have told you that they are very tribal creatures and they actually hunt even orcs and goblins and things like that as food. Humans, anything, they pretty much will hunt anything that's not one of them as a source of food.
Blah 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 blah. To everybody.
We find them, we fight them, we kill them, we move on.
I'm just telling you to be careful. I think they're probably. But I know if they were, they're probably ambush hunters. If they go after anything.
Yeah, you don't really know much about that.
He just told me they were dangerous. Just be careful. Keep your eyes out.
Have we gotten a short rest?
I think we've just been traveling.
Yeah,
Okay,
pretty much.
making sure.
So,
Do y'all want to stop and take one?
No.
We've been traveling for a couple hours, haven't we?
yeah, you've probably been traveling about half the day up until now.
Yeah, we're still good, I think. Right. You know, we didn't use too much on the last fight, so if we are getting into another fight, we can take them. I say this out of character, though, because, you know, I'd sound very different. Very. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say this isn't part of a mission. We have to find the orc stronghold and deal with that.
And you probably don't want to
We're
be
trying
in the
to find
forest
the-
at dark.
Yeah, that either. Alright.
Unless you think there's a back entrance this way.
That's the whole thing that we've been looking for, is that orc tunnel. Rotul's been helming it, trying to remember what it was. He thinks he may have caught something. We're going to look at to find out.
You think that this bear and these troglodytes are where this back entrance is?
They might be living in the cave. He said it looked like a natural cave till he got up to it. We won't be able to tell until we get there and look at the cave.
Yeah, right now you just see the tracks that are kind of leading up to that area. So you guys want to continue on?
Yes, I'd like to follow the tracks of the bear back to that crevice.
Y'all want to try to move quietly or just go like we're going? Because obviously we're not the only things around here at the moment.
I don't know how quiet I can be.
It's true. That's definitely. It does seem, the tracks aren't super fresh, and it doesn't seem like those creatures necessarily come out here a lot. But it definitely does seem like they do travel here at some point. So. Let me see.
Alright. Lead on, Rotul.
I go ahead and follow the tracks to the crevice.
One second. Okay. Sorry, I was not expecting you guys to come this way.
By now, you should always expect us to do what you don't expect us to do.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I even said earlier, always expect the unexpected. Yeah.
I thought about bringing that up. Be like, yeah, guys, see, it happens to all of us.
It does, honestly. It happens a lot.
As we said at the beginning, expect the unexpected, Mr. DM.
Watch us have picked like the hardest route to travel.
No. It's just weird because the... Okay, I see. Okay, so you guys finally do start approaching this mountain, and you see just kind of nestled into a crevice up ahead of you. It almost looks like a choked off tunnel that seems to be, you know, as you've heard, has been carved into this mountain. You see that it does seem to be kind of choked off with brush and debris, but it is passable enough for you guys to kind of get through there. You see that the entrance itself is about 6 feet high and about 4 feet wide. What kind of a marching order would you guys be going in?
I'd likely be taking the helm for this.
Okay.
I'll guard the back.
I'll be behind Ratul.
And I'll be near Grybek.
Put Brasnic right in the middle. And I guess, Mara, do you want to be in the middle as well? Or do you want to be towards the front of the back?
Closer to the like center. I'm kind of squishy, but not the squishiest.
Okay. So Ratul first and then Grybek? Or Grybek in the back?
Yeah, I'm in the back.
I'm behind Ratul.
I'm just getting everybody set here.
Just so y'all know, my cool stuff's over to the next short rest.
It's time for you to just a punch, kick, punch.
Pretty much.
So... Man, there is a lot going on this map.
You picked an interesting way, it seems.
We take the road less traveled because we are idiots.
Hey, maybe better loot this way, because it's the route less traveled.
Well, you know...
I guess to a trapper tool.
Well, would I ever do that to you guys?
Be careful of pitch, Ratul.
Well, maybe Ratul has been working with the other orcs, and he's just playing a spur fool.
What? He's an honorable orc. But, you know, let's say that
Yeah,
out of character.
honorable to do that.
Yeah, he's a good, honest orc.
Gok has seriously got some brown on his nose right now.
The player has some brown on his nose. Not the character for God.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that being said, welcome to the Glitterhaim.
Well, hey, it looks like we actually did find the back entrance.
I can't see anything yet. Wait.
You guys see your tokens?
No.
I see my token, but nothing else.
Yeah,
Nope.
see my token in black.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
see.
just
I see it.
pitch darkness for me too.
Okay.
We're at the entrance to the cave, right?
Oh wait, I found my token, but it's surrounded by darkness. This-
Interesting.
yeah. Nope.
Well. So dark
don't know if I'm-
vision does not work in absolute blackness, right?
No, it does.
It does. You just see things in grays and shadows.
Yeah. I can still see things.
There's no color. It's all like
Yep.
monochromatic with different shade.
Yeah, I see nothing but blackness too, and I should have a 60-foot radius as a dwarf.
6 foot radius of dark vision for me as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to light a torch.
I-
I can't see anything.
Well, that's
I
normal
just have
for
to-
you. Interesting. Because
Yeah, I should be able to see 60 feet. Oh, no, wait.
I have dynamic lighting enabled.
Maybe
That's
it's as
weird.
simple as our character sheets don't have it on it.
Oh yeah.
It's as if it was dim light.
I'm afraid to change things though, because I don't want you guys to be able to see everything. Alright.
I mean, you could switch us back to the map and then just trying to figure out how to fix it. How's... No, I don't know.
I mean, I can pull a torch to the screen because
Can you,
I can see kind of
can you see
Okay, yeah.
can you see everything or just around you?
just around us.
Just
around
yeah,
us
just
and
around.
then here. And then here.
Okay.
That's about it.
As intended. Okay. Alright. Sorry about that, guys. That was the settings that came with the map, so I'm not sure. So, you guys travel along this tunnel for quite a ways, and you finally find yourself, Ratul, you're the one that kind of sees this first. You can see that as you are exiting out of this tunnel, you can see that several passages branch away from you. And you find yourself in a large, high-ceilinged cavern. How far can you see, Ratul?
60 feet.
Okay. Oops. which is going to be... So you can see all of this?
No, there's a corner. I need to step in for a moment. Okay, now I can see around the corner in all of the branch passageway.
So to the north, you see a carved square-mouthed tunnel. It kind of shows that someone has been at work in these caves. You see that a gate of rough-hewn timber blocks a small passage to the northeast, and 3 other passageways wind off to the south. And a heavy animal smell lingers in the air.
I think we've found our way.
Knew you could do it. See, tomorrow till we find the back door.
Okay, can I actually make a check on the ground and see if I can see any sort of indication of animal tracks anywhere in this along this passage?
Okay, go ahead and roll that survival check.
While he's doing that, I'm pretty much going to say, so I'm going to have a torch lit. Because I can't see.
Do you need me to light that for you?
I mean, I got a tinder box, but here, yeah, sure, and I'll hold the torch out and have her light it.
I think I know where it went.
I'll use prestidigitation to light his torch.
Okay. What are you casting the prestidigitation for?
I'm lighting Yin Yang's torch.
Okay. So go ahead and pull out a torch for yourself, Yin Yang. You have to drag that around with you. And you'll need to keep track of your torches as well. So when they run out, you're going to run out of vision, sir.
Okay, I'm pulling it onto the screen, but nothing's happening.
That's weird.
Oops, I did not mean to move that far.
Can you see it? There you go. Okay. So you guys enter into this chamber. Is Gok moving in?
I am, yes.
For DM the survival check.
Oh. Well, yeah. You definitely see, it looks like tracks of the brown, or of the bear seem to be going this way. And you do see now more tracks of these mystery creatures.
The bear's to the north here. Right along that little, right through that corridor rub. The troglodytes are also around. I can't tell which way they've gone.
Okay. So,
We can either avoid the bear. I'll see what pathways are ahead. I'm going to rely on y'all for that. I can only see pretty much around me, but beyond that, it's going to be y'all. I do see a small pathway here to the south.
I'm going to go towards the direction of the bear tracks and look to see if those timbers that you mentioned before are completely closed or do they seem to be opened?
okay. One second, sir. Adding a little ambiance. Okay. So, as you come around the corner here, you can see that a sturdy timber gate is latched on the outside, and it seems to be sealing in this smaller cave here. You can kind of hear some light breathing coming from back further in the cave.
Past this wooden gate.
Are you going to try and unlatch it?
Not just yet.
Okay.
Stepping back over to the group.
I can hear the breathing of a bear beyond the gate. It's wooden and latched. Something might be keeping it as a pet.
Okay, so these things are intelligent even. That changes the ball game a little bit.
If we wish, I can open the gate, and we can deal with whatever's on the other side now.
Well, depending on how they've treated the bear, or how they've treated the bear, even if we were to deal with it or let it out, there's no telling how it'd react, but it'd probably just attack us. I think if we can avoid messing with the bear,
Or we keep going on and they come up behind us.
I turn past the little way towards the bear, towards the next one on a little bit further up northwest.
The way there, chipped, crafted, not natural. A passage carved.
that seems to be our way.
It may be. I will go ahead to see what's around.
Just keep a note, guys, too. There's also a southern tunnel here. If we went that way, something could very well come up behind us from this direction.
As I step towards the carved passage, what do I see? Indigo?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was muted. Shit. Everybody go ahead and roll perception checks.
What?
Everybody roll perception checks.
I don't think I can see anything, so should I even make one?
Yeah. Okay. Let me do this real quick. You guys are full of tricks and surprises, aren't you? All right, so Ratul, as you are entering into this area, you suddenly hear this. And you look up and you see. Oops. What the hell? No. What did I do? I deleted one. You suddenly see these two troglodytes. And as they step out from behind some rocks, and they immediately like raise up their claws at you and hiss at you ferociously. Go ahead and grab your tokens and roll some initiatives.
The shit.
I'm so good at initiatives.
You are so good at initiative.
Right there with you, buddy.
You guys are all
Yeah.
terrible at initiative. So,
Hey, I rolled a 16. Oh, wow. Never mind.
Set bar.
so Mara and Gok.
I'm prepared.
Mara,
Well, actually, wait. Gok, do you have advantage on initiative, or did you just
Advan-
accidentally double click it?
Do. Oh.
oh, you got a 6. Look at
I need
you.
a new mouse. Yeah, I got a 6.
Look at
Jeez,
you.
I wasn't even.
This map is having me have some technical difficulties. Like I can barely, for some reason, it's not moving around properly.
Yeah, there's just a lot going on this map, especially with the lighting, so it's going to slow everybody down
Yeah.
a little bit.
I think that's what the issue is, because I thought I hit it once.
Sorry, I fixed it.
Okay, well.
So,
Not last.
I got you at 6 instead of that 60. So,
Yeah, that's
Mara at 22. So, Ratul, do you say anything about this situation?
Lizard things!
Yeah, you definitely, now that you see these things, they definitely seem to be some sort of a lizard-like creature. So let me also do this.
Can I like tell if these things look hostile or oh yes, okay, these things look very weird and hostile.
Yes. So
Yeah, that's pretty hostile.
that, my friends, is
Yeah.
a troglodyte, and you see, or well, Ratul sees 2 of these.
Ladies and gentlemen, D&D's Deathclaw.
Yes.
I wouldn't go that far.
Deathclaws.
I wouldn't go that far, but they look.
I meant look-alike, definitely. I don't think it looks like a Deathclaw to me.
Oh. Kind of. But a little bit more or less devil horny.
Yeah, more amphibian-like rather than cat-like, but still.
Okay.
Actually, you know what that they are. That's what they are, right? They're mutant cats.
Death claws?
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, they're
No.
mutant
No.
cats.
Those are chameleons. Where you come?
Okay.
Okay, I'm
We can
sorry.
have that
Okay.
discussion another time.
let's see. I guess I'll just, not knowing what these things are, instinctively, just I'll create a bonfire because they look like they burn easily.
Where are you doing that?
I'll do, it's a DC 14. I'll pull it up.
Okay.
And it should be create a little. Does it create a little bit of light?
At
Yes,
this one?
it should create a little bit of light, so I'll show everyone where they are too.
Okay. All right. So as you see this creature standing there, you suddenly create a bonfire underneath it, and you see it trying to get out of the way, but the flames are too quick, and you see it racing, starting to race up this creature's legs, and it kind of screams out in pain as these flames race up its lower torso. 6 points of damage.
And that's my turn.
All right, and you do see him kind of like shy away. The other one kind of shies away from the light a little bit, definitely unused to such brightness in its dark home. Okay, you see them immediately. This one rushes right at Ratul. and you see it take one attack. Okay. So as this thing rushes you, you suddenly get overwhelmed by the smell of this creature. It just smells like dank, dark foulness. As it rushes you, you're almost repelled just by the smell of this creature alone. It attacks you once with the claw, attacks you again with the claw, and then lashes out and bites at you.
Only the one claw hits.
Okay, so you feel these claws dig into your flesh and rip across your torso for 4 points of damage. And then you see this other one that was in the bonfire rush out of the flames, and it also swings at you. For another 7 points of damage.
And with that, I am bloodied.
Indeed, sir. So, it is your turn, and any creature that starts its turn within 5 feet of the troglodyte must succeed on a DC 12 Constitution saving throw or be poisoned from the stench of these creatures. So go ahead and roll that Constitution check for me. Oof. The smell wafts over you from these creatures, but your mighty orcish constitution enables you to withstand the smell. This is a poison check, so Grybek, you will have advantage on it.
Yes.
Okay. So, Red Tool, overcoming the stench of these creatures, what would you like to do?
Seeing there's too few to actually get angry about it, though I'm still quite pissed after being hit twice, I'm going to hit the guy who's kind of toasted and the one who just slashed me twice.
Okay.
$20.
That is definitely going to hit, and you're hitting at this one here.
So, first strike, 6 bludgeoning.
Is that at the one that was hit by the bonfire?
Yes, the one that was hit by the bonfire.
Okay. And it rushed forward and it did strike you a couple of fierce blows, and as you punch it, you just feel its whole chest cavity kind of crack, crack, and you feel it almost compress a little bit under the weight of your blow, and you see it kind of standing there, just kind of staggering, just kind of clutching at its chest all of a sudden, not quite falling to the earth.
Let's fix that. As I bring the Dragon Flame Cestus round for the finishing blow.
Okay.
Or not.
Okay. Actually, that is good enough to hit. So as it kind of comes in and you slam the creature again, right where you hit it before in the chest, go ahead and roll that damage. And you feel again, this time the whole chest cavity compresses all the way, and you feel it kind of connect with the spine and the back of this creature, and you see it kind of fly backward as blood starts pouring out of its mouth. So it crumples to the earth dead. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep, as I just give a Orcus growl to the last one remaining.
Okay. It kind of hisses back at you. Yin Yang.
Kind of hearing all that go down, I'll kind of run that direction because I could obviously hear this going on, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Can I squeeze right there or no?
Yeah, you can get to there.
40. And I'll go ahead and tag this one twice. Since I'm holding the torch. I can only do the bow staff one-handed.
Okay.
If you had a
Nope.
lantern, you could have it on your pack or on your waist.
Do what?
If you had a lantern, you could have it on your waist.
I don't have a lantern. I just got the torch, so that's what I had to do. And I hit that one for 5.
Yeah, that bow staff's gonna miss, but that unarmed strike will definitely hit for the 5 points of damage.
Yeah, the unarmed strike though hit for 5. Yes.
Alright.
Alright, then I only use 35, so 40, 45, 50.
Okay.
And that's my turn. And he doesn't get any attack of opportunities because I struck him once.
Yes, sir. Alright, Gok Sour Gut.
Okay. Yeah. Kinda lagging a bit on my end. So it's gonna take a little while to move where I want to go right now. Okay. Good enough. Okay, right there, I think. Okay. And I'm going to Eldritch Blast the thing that's right in front of Rexur. Although I don't know. Wait a minute. I ignore cover.
Up to half cover.
Okay, up to half cover. Oh. I guess what would that count as then?
It's probably half cover with that big orc in the way, but you're good.
Perfect. Then I'm gonna Eldritch Blast that disgusting not Deathclaw.
Okay.
Okay. Man, that is quite the. Okay. I'm assuming a 7 does not hit.
That is definitely going to be a miss.
Yeah, it's a miss. Okay, I guess. I think that's all I'm gonna do right now. There's not really anything else. So, yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna refresh the page right now, but I'm done with my turn.
Okay. We have come to 0. And one Mr. Grybek Ironborn.
Grybek, now knowing at initiative 0 there's a fight going on,
Welcome to the fight, buddy.
he's gonna move up 25. There. And not in melee range, so I shall cast Sacred Flame on that troglodyte.
Okay. Roll it.
So, DC 11.
DC 11 dex save from the scaly creature. You see that it is actually able to, it sees this strike coming down from the skies and it's able to kind of throw itself up against the wall away from it. And you see that it is actually kind of showing the first signs of being a little nervous about its situation, but you can tell that this thing is definitely a predator mindset in this creature.
Alright. And it's my turn.
Okay. Maribird.
Seeing as it didn't like light and fire, and I saw what it did, and seeing what it did to the other creature, I will try and create another bonfire underneath its feet.
Okay.
Wow.
Not a very strong bonfire. But it does take that 1 point of damage. It does kind of shy away from this attack. It doesn't do very much to it, but you can tell it's definitely seems to be afraid of the fire. You're At least very leery of it, not completely afraid of it. Okay, that's the end of your turn.
I'm actually gonna move. So I don't. Sorry. I think the rest of these people have it. I just want to. The rest of my party has it. I just want to look and see. I want to like make sure we're not being like ambushed from the side.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take a quick walk over here and try and see if there's anything over here.
Okay. How far down can you see that way?
Not that far.
Okay. All right.
I can only see like here.
All right.
And here.
All right. And that's the end of your turn.
Yeah.
So, this creature suddenly just sprints this way. 15, 20,
Opportunity?
30, 35. Yes, both Ratul, Yin Yang, or Yin Yang, Ratul, and Grybek all get opportunity attacks.
Alrighty. I'll try to swing out with my staff and get him.
So I hit a 14. Probably too low.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Okay, roll the damage on that hammer fist. Okay. So Ratul getting the first attack as this thing just suddenly sprints away from you. You're a little bit surprised as you turn to swing your fist at this thing. You just suddenly it just kind of ducks out of the way and your fist slams into the rock behind it, and you feel your hand suddenly just crumple underneath the weight of your blows. Your hand takes 6 points of damage. Yin Yang, you lash out with your bow staff, but you miss the creature. Grybek, as the creature is running past you, however, you're able to kind of spin your hammer around and you smash it in the back of the head as it's sprinting past you. And you see it, it does make it to its location here, but it skids to a top and kind of thuds up against this wooden grate with a thump as it lies there dead.
That was a mighty swing.
Inside the cave, however, you hear. So. At 12. You find yourself with a broken hand.
I sort of step over, looking quite bloodied now, with a broken right hand, over to Grybek.
Okay.
And that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay. Yin Yang.
So I saw him pretty much strike the final blow, but we pretty much just heard the bear. Or, I'm assuming, would I recognize that as a bear?
Yeah, you could tell that. There's been enough talk about bears to recognize that as a bear growl. Seems that the creature is woken up from the...
You also remember that you had
Yeah, Ratul told us that's where it was. Told us where it was.
You also remember there was a party member who would turn into a bear?
Yeah. That's what I was saying. When we ran into some of the animals and stuff, like I said, if only Ratul, or not Ratul, but I said if only Alardra was here.
That animal handling would come in handy right about now. Okay. So you see your friend definitely standing there looking very bloody, holding out a broken fist.
I guess I'll pretty much stand right here.
Okay.
Next to Grybek as well, kind of just like, I'll hold my action if anything gets within range. If it breaks through the gate or gets at us, I'll strike it.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna use my action to dodge.
Okay.
pretty much wait and see if it comes through the gate. Be ready for it.
Gok, is there anything you'd like to do?
I would like to ready a spell just in case it gets in range of murdering us all. And move here again.
Okay. Grybek. See this
All right.
giant orc with their broken fist.
Knowing why he came up to me, I'm gonna grab his wrist and cast Cure.
Okay.
At level 2. Oh, damn. 7.
Okay. So as you kind of grab his wrist, he, kind of winces a little bit, but doesn't show too much outward sign of the pain that he's in. And as the clerical magic starts to emanate from your right hand, you're holding it with your left, you can see the smashed fingers start to like pop back into place. You see the knuckles kind of form back the way that they should be. As the blood starts to, ooze back in, you see the skin finally start to heal over as his hand becomes whole again.
Oh, I said 7, but I meant 11. I can count.
My thanks.
Yeah, I mean, with that healed, then yeah, definitely even some of the claw marks, across the stomach start to heal. You're definitely able to get him looking much better than he was a few moments ago. And as this healing magic kind of fades, you suddenly hear and you hear this creature start to walk over, and suddenly behind this gate you see these great animal eyes as this huge brown bear kind of walks up to this gate, and you see it kind of rear back and just as it roars out a challenge to you. You see it drop down to its feet and then immediately pop back up and start slamming all of its weight with its front paws into this wooden gate.
Right. As my movement I was gonna do, I want to move towards the gate and try to put myself in front of my team. So just like right there. So if he comes out, he gets me.
Okay. Let me do this real quick.
I think Ratool's a little bit too tired of taking all the shots.
I didn't do that.
Okay. So you see with this massive first attack with its claws, you see it actually start breaking out. This gate just kind of splinters and cracks and suddenly explodes outward, and you see it just kind of use its jaws just to kind of like move the rest of the pieces of this gate out of the way. And then you suddenly see that there is nothing between you and this giant brown bear. And that, my friends, is going to be where we end it for tonight.
Darn it. I mean, I can't blast it first.
Definitely excited to get into this mine, get into this adventure. You guys definitely, went in a different direction than I was expecting, but I am excited to see how this plays out as you guys explore the Glitterheim. That is the section of this dungeon that you have found yourself in. So, next week when we pick up, we will get right into this fight with this giant brown bear, and we will see how the adventure progresses. I'm definitely very excited to get this going. I hope you guys had fun tonight. It was a good little intro to get into this, I think. So, that being said, I actually may have to take next week off, so I will. We can talk about that a little bit more once we get off the air. But if that isn't the case, then we'll definitely be picking this up next week. Otherwise, it will be in 2 weeks for anybody that might be watching. If there was anyone watching, I saw a couple numbers out there tonight, so I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, please come and check us out again. We'd love to see you around Corona's World and the Fireside Tales. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, and we look forward to seeing you all next time. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.